Assalamu alaikum. In today's video, we are looking at another game of Mikhail Tal which he played against Grigorian. In this game, Mikhail Tal was playing as a white, so he started the game with the c4 English opening and now e5. Knight to c3, knight to f6 and now knight to f3 attacks the e5 pawn. Knight to c6 defend the pawn and now g3 prepares the bishop to g2 move. Bishop to b4 and after knight to d5, Mikhail Tal is offering the knight exchange and also attacking the bishop. Black in this position played the a5, but let's say in this position black play knight captures on d5, but now c captures on d5 and after knight to e7 knight captures and after queen to b3 this position looks good for Mikhail Tal because if you move the knight then Mikhail Tal can play queen captures on f7. That's why in this position black didn't accept the trade. He played a5 and now bishop to g2 and after d6 both player castle on the king side. e3 prepared the d4 move and black stops it with the bishop to c5. Mikhail Tal played b3 but now knight captures on d5, c captures on d5, attacks the knight, so knight to b4 attacks the pawn on the d5. To stop the video and try to find the best move for Mikhail Tal in this position. If you are thinking about the e4 move, this is not the best move because now black can play the knight to d3 and the f5 move. The best move for Mikhail Tal in this position is d4 and that's what he played. And if in this position black play bishop to b6, that would be a mistake because after pawn captures and after knight captures Mikhail Tal will win the pawn. That's why in this position black didn't play the bishop to b6. In this position he played e captures on d4 and after knight captures on d4 black played bishop captures on d4. So again stop the video and try to find the reason why black traded the bishop for the knight. The reason is simple because Mikhail Tal cannot play the queen captures on d4 because of knight to c2 move. That's why in this position he is forced to play the e captures on d4 and now Mikhail Tal has these two double pawns, but still this position is equal for the both players because now Mikhail Tal in this position can play the a3 move and after a3 this knight would be a bad piece for the black. Black played rook to e8 and Mikhail Tal goes with the plan a3 move. So now knight to a6, bishop to d2 attacks the pawn on the a5, so b6 defend the pawn and again Mikhail Tal attacks it with the b4 and after b4 this knight does not have any good square to go. If black wants to develop this knight then he has to play this knight to b8, knight to d7 and that's how black will restart his knight journey. Black did the same. He played knight to b8 and now b captures on a5 and after b captures on a5 Mikhail Tal played the rook to e1. The best move for the black in this position is to play rook captures on e1 check and after queen captures on e1 black can continue this game with the knight to d7. But in this position black didn't play rook to e1. Instead he played the a4 move. Why rook to e1 was the best move? Because now Mikhail Tal got a chance to play queen to h5 with the threat of bishop to e4. Black played bishop to d7 and Mikhail Tal played bishop to e4. Now to stop this queen captures on h7, black in this position played the g6. And if you are thinking about the h6, this is a blunder because now Mikhail Tal will win this game with the bishop captures on h6. Now g captures on h6 and after queen captures on h6 black is forced to play rook captures on e4. And if you play something else like the f6, then bishop to h7 check, king to h8, bishop to g6 check, king to g8, queen to h7 check, king to f8 and now queen to f7 is a checkmate. That's why in this position black didn't play the h6. He played the g6 and now queen to h6. So again stop the video and try to find the idea behind the queen to h6 move. Again the reason is simple. Mikhail Tal is threatening the bishop to g5 and the bishop to f6. So black played queen to f6 and now bishop to g5, queen captures on d4 guarding this f6 and the g7 square and also attacking this bishop with the queen and the rook. That's why Mikhail Tal is forced to play queen to h4. Queen to h4 is not only guarding this bishop but also preparing this bishop to f6. So black played queen to g7 and if you are thinking about rook captures on e4 but now queen captures on e4, queen captures on e4 and after rook captures on e4, again this position is winning for Mikhail Tal because of his ongoing attack and these two opponent pieces are doing nothing in the game. So black played queen to g7 and now bishop to h6 and the best move for the black in this position is to play queen to d4 or queen to c3, but black missed it and he played queen to h8, and this is a mistake because now the best move for Mikhail Tal is to play bishop to d3, and after knight to a6, bishop captures on a6, and after rook captures on a6, rook captures on e8 check, bishop captures on e8, and now queen to e7. Black can capture the rook, but after king to g2, the checkmate is unavoidable on the f8. But Mikhail Tal in this position didn't play the bishop to d3 move. He played his type of move, bishop to f5, sacrificing his bishop. You cannot capture it with the pawn because of queen to g5 check, and after queen to g7, queen captures on g7 is a checkmate, and if you capture it with the bishop, then rook captures on e8 is a checkmate. That's why black in this position played queen to c3, but now rook captures on e8 check, bishop captures on e8, rook to c1 attacks the queen, and now queen to e5 attacks the bishop and the pawn. But Mikhail Tal didn't care about the bishop and he played queen to d8, a brilliant bishop sacrifice, because now if you capture the bishop, then queen captures on e8 is a checkmate. That's why black played g captures on f5, and after king to f1, black resigned in this position. The reason is simple, because now Mikhail Tal will play rook to e1, and after queen moves, rook captures on e8 and queen captures on e8 is just winning for him. Let's say in this position you play knight to d7, but now queen captures on a8, queen to e4, stopping the rook to e1 because of queen to h1 check, but Mikhail Tal can play king to g1, and still this position is winning for Mikhail Tal, and that is the reason why black resigned in this game. So I hope you like this brilliant game of Mikhail Tal, and if you like it, please like this video, subscribe to this channel to get more amazing and inspiring content.